I want to bring out the people who takes care of my dog in the way that I could not do it. Amanda and Samantha, aka Sam, and not Samuel L. Okay, they're from Divine Canine Spa, right here. We've been rocking for a while now.
About 3 years.
How did I find you?
You called me.
How did I find you?
I know.
I don't know.
You tell
But
her.
I'll never
You tell
forget
us.
our phone call.
Oh, you see how she took her shades off?
She said,
I was like,
hold
I
on.
never forget our phone call.
Let's hear the story. I need to hear the...
What got you guys into the grooming, the mobile grooming? Who came up with that concept?
Well, I was working for a mom and pop shop. Things weren't working out there. It was time I made my own business and was my own boss. So me and my partner decided to get a Sprinter van, a mobile grooming van.
Is that the pink one?
That's the red one.
The red first.
Well, okay, so that one's a Benz. You balling now.
They're both bins.
Oh, excuse moi.
I get it right.
Right. Your first client, how did you get your name out there?
Definitely word of mouth.
Oh, yeah?
And then we started paying for the ads and Yelp and Google and
Paying for the boost.
Apple.
My issue when I find people to come to the house is, do you come to this area? Do you come to Long Beach? It's like, because you can have a 949 area code, which is Orange County, but that means you may live in the valley. How did you figure out like your area range where it makes sense? You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're not that far.
Really?
So you're definitely in my service area.
Okay, I'm in the service area, so I get a discount service charge. Okay. So how did you guys connect now?
High school.
High school. We knew each other in high school.
Class of 2013.
13.
2013?
Yes.
Wow, I was on my way making another bake. Golly. Damn. Was you always into animals too?
Oh, all my life.
Whole life.
Animal. Yeah. We
Since
loved
I was
animals.
a baby.
And so you decided to team up with her during when the thing had already kicked off, or you was part of that idea? She was bouncing it off of you.
We were working together even before she had this business together. We've always
worked at PetSmart
We worked at
together.
PetSmart together. I got her the job at PetSmart.
Yeah.
Okay, plug. PetSmart. Every dog don't want to be touched by strangers, right? See, she runs. I already know, right? But my question is like, have you had a dog and you said, hey, I can't touch this dog? And then did you find out later or did you find out before? Because we're going to talk about what Bo did to you later on.
Okay.
We really work with the dogs, honestly. We do.
It's very rare when we decline service
Yeah.
or send a dog back home.
It's very...
Even our PetSmart days, we were the ones who were like, we're going to do the
got this
bad
dog.
dog that nobody wanted.
Or they did better for us and not anybody else type of thing.
Did you guys see that video? And it is out there. Did you see the video of the groomer doing the dog nails and the dog takes a dump on his back?
On his shoulder, yes.
On his shoulder?
Oh
And we're not talking about no pellets. We talking about grown man. Like if you 6'4", you know some grown is coming out, right?
I have not seen it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And she didn't realize that it was on her because it was warm to the touch. It ain't no cold poop.
It's part of the job, honestly. Yeah. We've had dogs poop in our pocket.
Oh, wow.
In our pocket, pee on us.
Man.
The list
Anal
goes
gland
on
us.
Anal, oh my God. The list goes on. It's not a clean
It's
job.
a dirty job.
It's a dirty job.
I know you offer basic wash, right? Mm-hmm. But do you also do like extravagant shaves, like a lion's mane and
yes,
and
we
stuff
do line
like
cuts,
that?
yeah.
And so, what's the weirdest color you've put on a dog? Who was
Maybe
it? Your dog?
my own dog.
Here's the real on that one.
She's
people.
my own dog. We did both of our dogs together. It was like around Pride Month, so we did like her rainbow. Her chest was rainbow. She had a pink mohawk, pink ears, pink tail, pink feet.
That is, and I bet you got all kind of attention.
Yeah, she still gets attention.
Oh, wow.
Usually she's with me, but I didn't bring her today.
No.
What happened?
We don't
Was it
do
beetle?
bugs. We don't do bugs.
Sorry.
Okay. You'll do bugs, but you do vicious dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, which one's gonna hurt the most, right? So,
I'd rather have a bad dog
I'd
than
rather
a bug.
get bit by a Doberman.
You say it.
so she tells you that story. So I had a dog named Bo, battle crop ears, and to give a backstory on Bo, I didn't have him as a pup. He's an offspring of my dog. I got him when he was a year and a half old, when this guy said that he was doing more work and couldn't spend time with the dog. I brought Bo back. I knew he was a high prey drive, defensive dog, and like he had a screw loose. I knew that. And we talked about that. Like, you know, and Bo would come by and she would come by and do the dog. She would do 2 or 3 at a time, maybe 2. And she gave Bo a bath, and I get a text message while I'm in the house saying Bo bit me. And I'm thinking like, okay, I'm liability insurance, I'm done, right? And she still finished up giving him a bath. I'm like, I'll be done with the dog by then. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you gonna bite me? You gonna bite the hand that washes you? So I know you didn't do no anal glands on Bo after that, did you?
Well, I don't want to correct you, but you weren't home at the time.
I wasn't home?
You took off, and you told me to just lock up when I'm done.
My bad. Oops.
Yeah, you weren't home at the time. You took off.
But you had watched Bo a couple of times before.
Yeah, I've done him many times before. It was nothing new to me. I was like, okay, just gonna wash Bo. The only difference is you're not gonna be around. I was washing him. He's totally fine for the bath. He loves getting lathered up and everything. And the very last thing I had to do was his toenails.
I knew it. I was like, nails. Dogs hate their nails most of the time.
He's never even lunged at me before, so it was shocking. And it just happened so fast. I was like, hey. And
like, what just happened? She didn't process it, huh?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, I just got shot. This really happened?
Literally, like, is this blood?
I just seen blood running down my arm. And
oh my God.
I looked at him, he looked at me, he started licking my wounds.
Aww.
He knew.
He felt bad.
No, he wanted to eat you.
He knew instantly that he did wrong.
But see, he didn't lick my wounds. You know, he bit me a couple of times too.
Yeah, I remember.
He's attacked me a couple of times. And he attacked me at the most vulnerable time. Like on Wednesday nights, we would go South Bay Mallow and I do bite work. Well, Bo and my dogs, that's like us going to McDonald's. Like, whoa,
they like it.
That's what's up. As a kid, going to McDonald's was a treat. Like, we didn't go there every day. And so Bo knew what time of day it is, because when you put the harness on, it's like a cape. I'm putting the harness on, and as soon as I get it around his underbelly, he bites my hand, and then I turn around, he bite me in my lower back.
Oh, shoot.
And he started growling. And I was like, you know what? Did I do something wrong? Because, you know, sometimes it's human behavior and not dog behavior.
Yeah.
I was like, but then he won't let me come back outside because he's walking around with my harness halfway on him. Every time I come to the door, he's growling at me like I'm trying to come inside the house, but I'm in the house trying to come out.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then my wife goes outside to feed him, and he's growling at her while he's about to put the plate down. To me, those are two situations that the dog's supposed to be at his best, on his best behavior. Like, okay, I'm about to go protection training, and I'm about to go eat. That's like me about to go get some dinner and then come home and it don't get no better than that. Right? I mean, come on, that's a great date. Come on, I don't want to go out to eat and then go party and then come. I'm too old for that. Feed me, let's go home and handle business, and I'm going to sleep. We took him to training with Al over here in Compton, and I did some corrections on him, right? Because you got to correct the behavior.
Yes. And
he's one of those dogs that using corrections loads him up. Now, I didn't know that because I haven't did a whole bunch of corrections on him because he was all gas, no brakes. Yeah. So I'm like, I ain't gonna slow this down. Like, we're gonna build this up.
Yeah.
And I did some corrections. Next thing I know, he stiffed up and he lunged at me and he bit me right here. He would not let go. Only reason why I didn't get hurt that badly was because I had on a hoodie. Had it was just t-shirt,
skin?
I'd have been down to the white meat. You've done a few dogs in this neighborhood when people saw your van.
Yes.
Right? And you don't know the behavior of those dogs. And a lot of people, a vast majority of people, have never seen a dog act a fool and know how to correct it or stop it. That's and then true. When they give you these dogs and say, okay, call me when you're done, it's like, this dog is alone with my, person along with my dog. It's like, how can you control that? And so you guys have to be able to really, I think you guys do a lot of the dirty work that even us as owners don't want to do. And I'm not talking about just the washing, but trying to get the dog to be still, and we get more wet than the dog do trying to rinse them off.
We really do.
Yeah,
and
we do.
and we're not even gonna go there with the nails, because to me that comes with experience, because you can hit that tip right where it get the nerve.
The quick.
Quick, yeah.
And then he's on the edge for everything else you do to his paws.
Yep, he knows now.
The most difficult dog that you guys did wash while you were doing the mobile grooming, not while you was at PetSmart.
Honestly, I would say I had worse experiences at PetSmart than in the van. A lot of people who call me, their dogs are very well behaved, and I mean, most of them send their dogs through training and things like that, and they can afford mobile grooming. As to where like the lower class people send their dogs to PetSmart, they don't care about their dogs really. They just here
once a year sometimes.
Yeah.
As we get older, you know, our time becomes more valuable, right? I mean, I don't want to go to Petco or PetSmart, make an appointment, got to drop the dog off, come back hour or two later. It's
4
like
hours.
4 hours
4
later.
hours, yeah.
And then that's too much of my personal time
It is.
on hold for that. The beauty behind companies like Instacart and TaskRabbit, I can go to Costco and buy 2 big bags of dog food for $25 a pop, right? But I'm gonna have to wait in that long line for an hour and a half
I hate
and
Costco.
deal with the mayhem, right? Mobile grooming is a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit more expensive than going to PetSmart, because we're paying for our time. Unfortunately, some people have a problem with pricing. So my question is, what is your price range from basic to the creme de la creme?
Well, if you wanted just like a basic bath and brush, you'd be looking at like 95 to 120. But if you wanted like the top notch, ultimate deluxe spa package.
What does that include? It's like a car wash here. So you go from average, then you get the tire dressing, you get the air freshener. What does that
Well,
include?
it depends on like the shampoos and the conditioners. Believe it or not, there's bath bombs for dogs.
dogs.
There's
Soak their feet in,
Defleeing.
defleeing, flea treatments,
yeah.
stuff like that. Hair coloring. We're
That'd
starting.
be
coloring.
dope.
Hair
Especially,
coloring.
I bet you guys during Halloween, you guys really pick up on that
I
crazy
feel-
color stuff.
I feel like after like our dogs, we paint our dogs, it got so much attention. Everybody like wants to do it now.
I have a lot of appointments that are awaiting coloring for the
Color,
dogs.
yeah.
After this show, obviously you're going to get a lot of momentum, because we've done everything in regards to biting people, eating raw food, and I think this is more refreshing where everybody can relate to. Not everybody can relate to protection training.
Yeah.
Not everybody want a dog that can bite somebody. Not everybody feeds their dog with raw meat, even though dogs are naturally carnivores, right? But everybody needs their dog washed.
Yeah.
110%.
Yep.
Let's say a person has 3 or 4 dogs. Do they have to let you know in advance they want all 3 or 4 dogs, or can they like, okay, I need your dog washed, and you come here like, wait a minute, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, like the lollipop
Well-
commercial.
1, 2, 3.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah, most people, they let me know about how many dogs they have. Sometimes they only want 2 of their dogs done and they have 4. And then since I'm already there, then they're like, actually,
can you do the
can you
other?
squeeze the other 2 in?
And a lot of times we're already there.
Yeah, so I'll most likely tell my client after them, like, oh, we're going to have to push back a little bit. But if I really can't do it, I'll be like, sorry, you have to make an appointment. I'll come back. No problem.
Because that happens a lot. Like, I'll be grooming dogs in the pink van, and the neighbors come up to me down the street. Hey, can you have time? Like, there was one day I was working on the whole block. Every neighbor kept coming up. Okay, next. Like, it was funny. I did the whole neighborhood.
I think that's beautiful. I mean, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love it.
I liked
because,
it. It's nice.
but I know I've kind of like, I've done you wrong a couple times where I say, yeah, we're going to do 3 dogs, and you get here, it's only 2. Because, one of them is like, oh, you know what? The amount of time it takes to do them right, it'll be like, okay, I'm going to be with her for about 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right? What does it mean to clean the anal glands, and what is the process? Because I know Miles don't know what that means either.
Health benefits, honestly. Some dogs need it more than others. Usually it's like age.
Smaller dogs.
Certain breeds or age of dogs, they need it done.
How is it done? That's the question. People ask me, when they want to get stud service, right? And they live in, say, Boulder, Colorado, or Montana,
Yeah.
right? God's country. They said, well, how are you going to get the sperm to me? I said, well, I'm not jacking my dog up. I'm sorry. I do me only, right? So, but people want to know how they get how the extractions happen. Did you know how the extraction happens when you're doing artificial insemination? Yeah.
No. For dogs?
See, they didn't know.
I didn't know.
Okay, so let's play with this.
Okay.
And then we get back to the anal gland.
Okay.
Because anal, sperm, right? So check this out. So the way it is that, okay, some of my dogs need teasers. You know what a teaser is?
A female dog?
Yeah. Got it. Like Casanova, he needs a teaser. That means he needs a female that is actually in heat for him to get aroused. Once he's aroused, the vet tech goes from behind and put the plastic bag there, and he's releasing his sperm, right? But he thinking that he's on top of this female because it's a mind game.
What?
Right? And once that is done, the vet takes it to the veterinarian, and they evaluate the sperm, see the motility rate, see how many, what his count is. His count is typically 20 million. Like Cisco, who's younger, he's 1.1 billion because he's younger, right? And he hasn't been bred that much, right? So it's a process to get it out.
That's insane.
They just don't like, okay, hey, give me some sperm. No, it don't even work like that with us. Think about this. My twin brother had his daughter, who's now in college, in vitro, right? And I'm like, okay, in vitro. So how did he get the sperm out? I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, oh, he went to the restroom, and they gave him a magazine. Or she's in there with him. But this is how it happens, because until then, we can't release, right? It just, nature. In regards to the anal gland aspect, it's like, how do you clean it? Talk to me. I want to get details.
Want me to do a demonstration?
See, you want to know too.
Well, yeah, of course.
I'm like, are they putting a pinky in it? Depending on how big the dog is,
No,
they gotta do the
no,
thumb.
no.
I'm like,
Only
what are
the
you doing?
vets do it internally. We do it externally.
Okay.
That's the difference. Yeah, groomers do it externally. If you're an experienced vet, you do it internally. So if your dog has a tail or not, you just
Pick up their tail.
pick up the tail, look for the 2 sacs that are underneath the
It's always gonna be
butthole.
2 sacks. Ain't gonna. See, why you about to laugh? Like you have a set of balls in the back too?
No. Because I knew what you were thinking, but I'm like, it's not that kind of sack.
A sac.
You said a sack.
You said
Well,
the 2
it's
balls.
2 sacs.
They
two
feel,
sacks.
yeah, they're two anal gland
They're
sacks.
two
Okay, and you
sacks.
squeeze them?
Yeah.
Well, if they're full,
You can feel them.
Yeah, you can check
Ooh.
if they need to be
Dude,
done or not.
is this gonna be rated PG-13 here, man? Cause they talking about if the balls are full, if the sacks are full, you gotta squeeze them. Oh my
You can
God.
feel when they're full. It's like popping
Yeah,
a
when they
pimple.
need to be
Like
done.
popping a pimple, but anal glands. Think about that.
Wow.
So if they're full, then you
continue to
squeeze, express them. You squeeze and you push up, and out goes the liquid.
that's some Dirk Diggler stuff.
And
ain't
it's terrible. It smells
It
terrible.
smells
It's gross.
Horrendous.
It's gross. It's
How
like
often
very
should a dog
gross.
get that done?
Once a month.
Once a month, every time they get groomed.
Yeah. Usually, signs you look for in that is when they're scooting their butts on the floor, trying to lick back there, or any weird
Foul
smells,
odor.
fishy odors back there.
We're not talking about female dogs only, right?
Male and female.
So the
both.
2 females have 2
It's
sacks back there
every
too?
dog.
Every dog. Yep.
See, I didn't know that, people. Listen, if you don't know, you won't grow. Well, you'll grow, but you don't know.
Honestly,
Right.
we've seen some that people they needed taken care of and they didn't know and they burst.
Yeah.
They
So my
ruptured.
other question is, and I've already mentioned this before, I am very sensitive when it comes to nails. A lot of my dogs, if you notice, I import them, they have their dew claws. And they have their dew claws because over in Eastern Europe, they don't remove the dew claw because the dew claw serves a purpose for grabbing when they're doing protection sports. So that means you got not only 5 paws, you got
The
oh, is it
thumb.
4
4
paws?
paws.
4 paws.
Shit. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so the dew claw's a thumb, huh? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the
So,
thumb.
so you're doing 5 claws on each leg, but except the back, unless they're Bocerons.
Some dogs have
Some dogs
back
have double dew claws on the back.
The
and it's harder.
Bocerons.
Bocerons, Pyrenees, Great Pyrenees.
Okay, I'm learning. See, yeah.
Some dogs have more than 4 dew claws. They have extra dew claws.
Oh, just a
I've
genetic
seen.
defect?
Genetic, yeah, I've seen genetic.
So my question is like, are you guys using a manual clip, or how are you gauging how far to go? Because if it was led up to me, like I've bought on Amazon, like this says anti hurting paw, the clips and whatever, but you still like it's an art.
It is.
It's like a guillotine nail clipper.
Yeah.
I hate those.
those.
Even
are no
the
good.
electric
They're
grinder
terrible.
now. Like
Those are a little safer.
Is it?
But if the nails are too long, you can't just file. They're too much you got to clip them
It's
then
gonna
file
burn.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too
'Cause
much
it
to
heats
file.
up.
It heats up, yeah.
See, didn't know that. But during a lot of people were working from home, and they were getting pets.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
COVID puppies were.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yeah. COVID puppies and COVID babies.
Yep.
Everything was being made during that time. Were you busier? Because you started during COVID. Did you get a
Yes.
lot of traffic during COVID?
Honestly, I was barely starting, so I wouldn't say I was flooding with business, but
It made it.
It was decent.
It made
yeah.
it profitable where you were convinced you made a good decision.
Yes.
I can see this now. Do you need any investors? Investing partners? Because Mark Cuban said, especially when you put your hard-earned money in, he said that the guy from Uber, it was called Uber Cabs at that time, and he was looking for investors. And Mark turned it down. Mark said that was one of the worst decisions he made because look at Uber now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uber Eats.
So my question is,
Uber.
do you see yourself expanding? Because I know you got 2 and 3 or 4 Mercedes-Benz Sprinters and stuff
2.
now. 2. That's more than me, right? But do you see yourself expanding and possibly? What's your biggest goal with your company right now? What's the bigger dream?
I would say, of course, yes, I would love to expand even more. My dream is to have probably like 10 vans, 10 groomers, to where I don't have to work anymore.
That part.
I always tell her that. I'm like, why are you working now? Hire somebody to drive the other van.
But see, here's the deal.
It's hard to find groomers.
It is.
It's hard to
very
find people who want to work.
Yes.
Here's the deal. So 35 years ago, my uncle had just recently passed away, but 35 years ago, he's in Houston, Texas, and my uncle was worth a few million in the early 80s, like 81, 82, right?
Wow.
Yeah, and my uncle was probably in his early 30s. And he was worth a couple of mil in Texas, which is even better.
Yeah.
Right? And he wanted to buy a McDonald's. And the reason why I said this all comes full circle with you. Everything makes sense at the end. Wax on, wax off, sand the floor, paint the fence. It all makes sense. And I remember my uncle said, man, first of all, you got to get sponsored. That means that somebody who's already owns a McDonald's have to say, I'm vouching for him. Mm-hmm. This is an organization where only people who are invited comes. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who got multi-millions.
Yeah.
But no, we want somebody of character who can be vouched for, right? So he had somebody to vouch for him. And he had to have $1 million of liquid cash, which no problem. And he had to start in the kitchen. He had to learn how to cook the fries.
Wow.
He had to learn how to make the burgers. He had to know how to filter the grease for the fries. You got to filter the grease at least twice a day, right? Wow. Because you're frying so much. He had to learn how to do drive-through. He had to learn how to take orders. He had to learn how to count inventory. He had to learn everything from the back to the front, right? Because that's what an owner does. An owner knows how to run the business, but also know how to do the business.
That's where other businesses mess up because they're controlling a business they know nothing about. So I love that he knows how to do everything, so he can say like, you can do that because I know how to do it and I've done it, Yes. I love that.
Yeah, so to go with your point, I think it's beautiful that you're doing all the footwork, because when it all boils down, you know what standard you want as an employee, and if they can't do something, you can show them this is how you do it, because I've done this before, like 100 times in 1 month.
Yes.
Right? So it all comes full circle, and I think what you're doing is a great thing. But we are living in a time now where finding people who want to work to be consistent. Consistency is the key.
Yes.
Can I depend on him to show up this day when we got 10 dogs to do? Don't call in sick on this day, please.
You're right.
Right? So yeah, at some point, I see you, getting multiple vans, right? Doing a few more commercials on YouTube where I can't click skip. I gotta watch it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta watch. Well, I watch Vlad TV. I gotta watch 2 commercials before I can press skip.
Right.
That's when you know you're making money. With the vans you got, it comes with a generator. Because you're able to pump water. Or you pump water from let's say you go to an apartment building with no water hose. How do you do that?
I supply the water. Okay. I have 2 water tanks in the back.
How big?
Well, one is a gray water tank and one is clean water. It's about 40 gallons.
Wow. Okay. And then when you go from one place to another that don't have access to a water hose, you just go to a neighborhood pool and just like look around and siphon some water out the pool. What are we doing? Because we got to improvise. Or do you go to the gas station and say, can you turn the air and water on? I got to check my... Is that what you do?
I've never tried that before.
Yeah. But you're thinking about it now.
I'm like,
that's
real.
An
idea.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I fill up at my house or my mom's house, or if I'm in the neighborhood, I'll call a friend like, hey, can I fill up? And most of the time they allow me to, so thank you guys.
Well, most of the time we fill up at her house.
Yeah.
I always make sure to fill up before I leave too, because I rather have everything. So.
But sometimes I have 10 dogs at one house, and
you run out of water.
Yeah, we run out of water, so I'll ask the client, can I fill up on water? And 99% of the time they don't have a problem with it.
If they want their dog washed, they won't have a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I only had like 2 encounters where they're like, that's enough.
I would never do that to you. And you and listen.
And I've never filled up here.
Listen, but you use electricity.
Yes.
Okay. But
I need electricity.
Yeah, but I remember like, dude, when she came to my house the first time, she pulled out this 100-foot cord. I'm like,
it's 50.
50. Okay. I'm embellishing a little bit, but it's long. Right? And I was like, okay, that's how we do it. So okay, cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited, man, and I really wanted to show who these people are because they really make my life a little easier during the week because I get tired of hearing that from Stephanie. Oh, you stinky, Titus. You're stinking, Titus. So now we're going to watch Titus today, right? And I'm going to help out a little bit. I'm going to get all dressed up with the apron she gave me. Hopefully I can keep the apron, right? And we're going to make this happen. So part 2 coming. I gotta take the tape off. He's finna get a bubble bath. It's spa day. Spa day.
He looks ready for your bath.
Come on, baby. Yeah. Come on, Titus. Come on, big boy.
Come on, baby.
Come on, big boy. Yeah. So I have him tethered to the tub. He's on these hooks. He's not going anywhere. Just gonna start rinsing him, get his bath started. As you can see, he's already comfortable. He's just laying there.
And what are we using to get the glue off his ears?
Dawn.
Okay.
I already got the Dawn, especially for you.
So is Dawn your go-to?
It's good for flea shampoo and like degreasing. Here, this is a concentrated shampoo, so we do have to dilute it. So we put some in here and then the rest water, shake it up. I don't know if you can see how thick it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like syrup. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
So I just put Dawn on his ears just to get off that medical tape residue. Always do that first so he can just marinate while I'm doing the rest of his body. I'll dilute this shampoo. There we go. Just gonna start shampooing him. He's a good boy. I love this shampoo. Scrub them.
How many dogs you can do in one day?
9.
Damn, that's a lot.
I feel like that's my limit. More than 9, I'm like, I've done 10 before.
Hey, Tidy!
He is a dirty boy.
He was really dirty, wasn't
Look
he?
at this water.
One thing about it, he doesn't like water that well, but he doesn't hate it either when it's on him.
The shampoos you use matter too. You don't want to use the cheap stuff, you know.
Right.
That Plum Silky is actually a pretty expensive shampoo, but it's Nature's Specialty is a very good brand of shampoo. Like, it's all natural for dogs, horses, cats. That's why I love it. It's specifically for animals. Because you can't use human shampoos. You can irritate their skin, dry out their skin. So stuff like even the products you use is very important. So this is the bath bombs for dogs. You put it in a bucket of water. And you
Now, how does that work? You put them you dip them?
You let their feet soak in it.
Okay.
I use these tin foil containers, and I fill it with water, and I throw the little bath bombs in there.
So what it does to the paws?
Moisturizes like a little spa.
It relieves their itching. It soothes their paws.
So we learned something today, didn't we?
Yes.
We learned about anal glands and semen extraction. Didn't we?
And bath bombs.
And bath bombs.
Dog bath bombs.
We just shampoo him twice, maybe 3 times in his case. He's really dirty. I always wash them about 3 times.
Yeah. And that's where it takes up a lot of water too. Sometimes you have to rinse them more than once.
What happened? He pooped?
No, he's
No.
excited.
Nope, he's
He's
a
happy.
little excited.
I don't want to do extraction right now.
No.
We're about to squeeze the anal glands.
Gotta pick up his little nub. Look for his little sacs. I don't even
Does he have to? Does he have
feel
them?
it. No, he's empty.
Oh, wow.
It
He's
doesn't
empty.
even need to be done.
He's had already. He's empty.
So while he's marinating, I'm just gonna go with the flea comb and try to get that tape residue off. I mean, that's not even a service, but it's just something I do for Gerald.
Appreciate it. And you know something? No matter what, one of my dogs being taped some kind of way.
You know what's funny? I never really had to do this before until Gerald's dogs, and I was like, how can I get all this dang glue off? And I just one day was like, let me use a flea comb. I got most of it off.
You feel the hair?
Foxy.
Hey, Tidy.
Just gonna force dry him. Let's see how he likes it. I haven't even started and he's already freaking out. I always start from the back because you can't start with their head. They're gonna go nuts. Good job, Titus. You big baby.
Is it right, Tidy?
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, his nails, because they're already naturally filed down on concrete, he says, they're just a little sharp, so I'm just going to take the edges off with this nail grinder. Don't do me like Bo did.
Hi. Hi, baby. Good boy. Good boy. You see? That's a good boy. Good job, baby.
Good boy, Titus. So for the short-haired dogs, I tend to use a rubber curry brush. It helps with the shedding. It's massaging to them. A lot of other groomers and corporate salons, they use what they call a Furminator.
I got one of those.
Yeah, those are dangerous.
I don't like
as
those.
heck.
Those suck.
But I only use those when like I'm not washing them. I use the Furminator when he's just dry, right? And it just need help shedding.
I prefer
and I use
that
for
rubber.
my Rottweiler too.
This is more effective.
That's more effective.
than a Furminator.
The Furminator.
Furminators,
It can-
I've seen multiple dogs end up at the vet due to Furminator brush burn.
They are hard.
It's dangerous. It's very
It's a
sharp,
blade.
actually. It's a blade, yeah. Gotta be
So
careful.
that's why I use the rubber one. No harm in that. And they like it. They feel like
Well, you
it's
know,
a
I grew up
massage
on
to
rubber,
them.
so it works.
Really?
Stud. This is a pet cologne by Colognes for Pets. Perfect for the European Doberman stud.
Yes,
And
a
it makes
stud.
the female dogs amorous. They smell it.
A stud for the stud.
Yeah. The last time I sprayed something on my boy was that sheen, the hair sheen.
The
Yeah.
olive
And I
oil
got
stuff.
heat. Yeah. People are like, oh my God, you're killing the dog. I'm like, yo, my wife sprays this on her hair. Okay. At some point, though, it's friendly. Come on.
You can carry it.
Come on. Good boy. So this brave. All right, because these are my girls. This is Amanda. This is Samantha, a.k.a. Call Me Sam. All right. I'm giving them something to get a discount on the grooming. So I'm giving them some lightweight hoodies.
I love
If
it.
you guys see it, right? There you go.
Yay. Thank Thank you.
Because you're always going to wear
cute.
something underneath it. So,
It ain't gonna be summer forever.
right.
And
So,
that's his shirt.
And yeah,
hold on.
gotta.
Don't look at my butt.
I'm like,
So I'd like to say thanks to Amanda and Sam for coming out, cleaning my dog who hasn't been washed in 4 months, making sure his anal glands have been released and emptied. Okay? Until next time, we're gonna pull up in the pink van with AC.
yeah.